It's a deal. WGA writers reached a tentative deal with studios after a 146-day strike that disrupted the entire entertainment industry.
A UCLA blood donation recruiter was finally able to donate his own blood after a new FDA rule allows more people to participate in helping others.
And an asteroid touched down in Utah, or at least a small part of one that is, when a NASA spacecraft returned the largest asteroid sample to Earth. This and more up next.
Annenberg TV News is next.
After 146 days on strike, the Writers Guild of America, or WGA for short, has reached a tentative agreement with the studios. Hi, I'm Tess Patton.
And I'm Stephen Knobel. The strike began in May when more than 11,000 screenwriters began picketing for higher pay, larger writing staffs, and protections against the growing use of artificial intelligence. An email to WGA members called the new contract exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership. Details of the agreement are not yet public, but writers are hopeful.
Well, that's an interesting thing. We haven't read the deal yet. But I do think, it's like across the board. I think there's been such solidarity amongst the union and trust in, the people that are representing us and that have been negotiating, that they weren't going to accept something that wasn't, like a great deal.
Many organizations and celebrities took to Twitter to celebrate the tentative agreement, including writer Adam Conover, who simply stated, "We did it." Celebrities and organizations aren't the only ones excited to hear that Hollywood is back in business. Many USC students shared a similar sentiment.
I think that what the writers are asking for is the bare minimum. And I think that the amount of money that it took for the studios to fight back with the writers could have gone to the writers. Everyone's excited that it's over, but not everyone knows what the deal is. But I am feeling anxious, but I'm putting on a good face because I have to.
In the future, I believe that this holds the top studios more accountable. They have people working behind them, not machines.
In the next few days, the WGA negotiating committee and union leaders will vote on the agreement. If approved, the new contract could provide a roadmap for actors who are still on strike.
Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a bill that will require schools to have at least one gender-neutral bathroom available by 2026. This was one of several bills that Newsom signed on Saturday that will affect the LGBTQ+ community. One law requires timelines for mandatory cultural competency training for public school teachers and staff. Another law creates an advisory task force to help initiate support for the needs of LGBTQ+ students. The third law requires families to exhibit that they can and will meet the needs of a child in foster care, no matter their sexual orientation or gender identity. Newsom vetoed a bill on Friday that would have required judges to consider whether a parent affirms their child's gender identity when making decisions regarding custody and visitation.
Overall, all these actions do have a big impact. I think there's been lots of research shown that LGBTQ students do a lot better academically and in every other way when they feel safe and supported at school. And all these bills kind of work towards that. They're all like little pieces of a puzzle, making schools more supportive of LGBTQ students.
Politics is where culture starts to change first. So it is the responsibility of political figures and politicians to actually take these initial steps to pass legislation that will protect people, because it is not enough for us to expect that culture will change on its own. People will change.
Newsom said in a statement that these measures will help protect and promote acceptance for the youth and LGBTQ+ communities. And a historic blood donation today at the UCLA Blood and Platelet Center. Openly gay campus liaison Tom King gave blood at the Westwood Village location. King's donation comes in the wake of the new FDA regulations for assessing blood donor eligibility. The FDA's decision eliminates delays and questions specific to sexually active LGBTQ+ individuals. All prospective blood donors will now answer a series of individual risk-based questions to determine eligibility. The FDA had a lifetime ban on gay and bisexual men donating blood. In 2015, the agency instead used a deferral of 1 year. This changed to 3 months in 2020 and was eliminated entirely in May of this year.
Well, the new guidelines, first off, allow people like myself to be able to donate regularly. But the other thing is that the new guidelines does say to me that the FDA listened, and that's a role that we all can have. And any issue that impacts the LGBT plus community is that, if we take action, we raise our voices, and we just keep fighting, change can happen.
The center is located at 1045 Gailey Avenue on the second floor. You can donate blood Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and the second Saturday of every month from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
We are just over a year away from the 2024 presidential election. New polls show potential trouble for President Biden. A poll from ABC News and The Washington Post shows Biden's approval rating at 37%, a drop from earlier polls. More than half of voters disapproved of his handling of the economy and immigration. The poll also shows former President Trump leading President Biden by 9 percentage points. This is significant, as other similar polls have not found the same results. The poll also found more than 60% of Democrats think that the party should pick someone other than Biden as the 2024 nominee.
Thousands of ethnic Armenian refugees have fled Azerbaijan after the military took control of the contested region. More civilians are expected to be displaced in the following days as the military conflict continues. This comes after Azerbaijan announced a 44-day war in 2020. Now the country has consolidated its control of the region, and more than 100 bodies have been recovered following Azerbaijan's military operations.
This has been called different things. This is a forced evacuation. People are voluntarily leaving. But clearly, that's not it. They are forcefully abandoning their homes.
Our brothers and sisters, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles are being massacred, and we're watching this unfold live. We have a live subscription to ethnic cleansing, to genocide, and we are completely paralyzed by our inability to act.
Mane Barikyan is an Armenian student activist on USC's campus as well as on a national level. Here she is.
We're raised with this knowledge that our genocide wasn't recognized, so genocide happened again. And then today, our genocide remains unrecognized, and we're forced to witness a second one. We're going to present a USG resolution in support of the Armenian student community at USC and denouncing and condemning the genocide that's ongoing. If you have any Armenian friends, please reach out to them.
USC's Armenian Association will partner with UCLA to offer a safe space for students to connect tonight at 7 p.m. The association will also hold a candlelight vigil at UCLA this upcoming Wednesday night.
Every Monday, Los Angeles City College hosts a pop-up food pantry to provide students in need with free fruit, vegetables, snacks, and beverages. The food pantry in front of the Student Union is open from late morning until the food is gone. This service is for LA City College registered students. The organizer says the event has been crucial for providing good nutrition for students.
I think a lot of people, when you see the Real College survey, you realize that over 80% of our students actually suffer from food and housing insecurities, and so it's a critical issue. And one of the ways to help ensure that students can be successful academically is to provide them with food resources. Education may be our priority. We are here to also provide additional wraparound resources.
See the reality that we have, especially out here in LA. We have a lot of homelessness, a lot of poverty, a lot of substance abuse and stuff like that going on in our communities. So that's one of the things that inspires me to try to help and try to be back to the community in any way I can.
Everyone's struggling in some kind of way, especially with the cost of living just in California alone.
According to a recent USC study, 30% of LA County households are experiencing food insecurity. This is a 6% increase from 2022. About 1 million LA households are now food insecure. If you wish to donate, students, staff, and community members can donate dry or canned good items to the ASG Cubbies Closet located in the Student Union at LA City College.
Today is Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. Let's see how students are spending their Day of Atonement on campus.
After more than 4 billion miles and over 7 years of travel, a NASA probe finally returned a sample from an asteroid that regularly passes near Earth.
And we'll hear about an artist whose mission is to connect with his fans on a more spiritual level through his music. We'll see you after the break.
Fushigi!
Fushigi, like, I don't know what it is, but it's the coolest thing ever, and I can do it.
Hi, I'm Tim Goey, and this is Fushigi. We're gonna show you how to unlock the secrets of Fushigi, the magic gravity ball. No strings, no tricks. Magic? Maybe. An illusion? You decide. You can make Fushigi defy gravity and appear to float in midair with maneuvers like the prayer cross, the enigma, levitation, and so many more. It floats, it levitates, it will confuse the senses with its mind-blowing movements. Young or old, big or small, anyone can Fushigi from the minute they pick up the magic gravity ball. And with a little practice, you can conquer Fushigi.
This is so amazing.
I think it's fabulous.
I get it now.
Everyone loves Fushigi, and you don't have to be a magician. It's relaxing, even therapeutic. Best of all, it's just amazing.
It floats.
It's awesome. Fushigi.
From basic maneuvers to the advanced, even control more than one Fushigi at a time. You can do this. Mystify, amaze, and confuse your friends in just minutes. Now it's your turn to master Fushigi.
Fushigi!
It's sick. It's so much fun. I love it.
It's amazing!
I love it!
Me too!
My grandson, he's 16, he would love one of those. I want to buy it now.
Fushigi. Call now to order Fushigi.
Today is Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, and the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. We have Annenberg Media reporter Michael Mellinger at USC Hillel with more. Michael, tell us what's going on.
Thanks, Stephen. Today marks the holiest day for many Jewish people in Los Angeles and across the world. Yom Kippur began last night at sundown, coming 10 days after the Jewish New Year. Today is often a day of repentance for many, marked by spending time in temple and participating in a day-long fast. Earlier today, I spoke with one student about how he views the holiday and how he plans to break the fast.
Traditionally now, a lot of people like myself partake in fasting, so I haven't ate or drank water or eaten anything or drank water for about 24 hours, and as well as abstained from a lot of other things, work. I don't know yet. I was thinking about it because my family's not here and I don't have like a house to go to, but we might go get some sushi or something good. I don't know. I don't keep kosher though, so my board's pretty open on what I can eat.
The holiday will officially end just after the 7 o'clock hour here in Los Angeles. For Annenberg Media, I'm Michael Mellinger.
Thanks, Michael. And National Hazing Prevention Week kicks off at USC this week.
My role as the Hazing Prevention and Leadership Coordinator in campus activities is to create hazing hazing workshops and education opportunities for students, staff, and the larger community. Hazing isn't like one thing that happens in one population, like it happens all over. And I just think it happens because people aren't aware of maybe the impact of some of the behaviors. Again, I think when we think of hazing, we think like physical.
55% of college students involved in clubs, teams, and other organizations experience hazing. 95% of people do not report hazing incidents, and hazing affects 74% of student athletes. The Hazing Prevention Week events began this morning. They include lunch and learn workshops from 12 to 1 p.m. in room 350 of RTCC Tuesday and Thursday, a lunch and learn event from 12 to 1 p.m. in room 450 of RTCC on Wednesday, and additional anti-hazing pledge drives at the Han Plaza from 12 to 2 p.m. on Tuesday and 2:30 to 5 p.m. on Friday. All USC students and staff will have access to over-the-counter Narcan at no cost. This announcement comes just days before International Recovery Day. Narcan, also known as naloxone, is a life-saving drug that quickly reverses the effects of opioids in the event of an overdose. There were more than 100,000 drug overdose cases in the United States in 2021, and opioids made up about 70% of them. California started offering Narcan over the counter in July. Some lawmakers are pushing for health insurance providers to cover Narcan statewide. In her memorandum to USC students, the Chief Campus Health Officer at USC, Dr. Sarah Van Orman, says carrying naloxone can save someone's life. Please help share the word about these programs. Access to information, training, test strips, and naloxone can potentially save a life. Students on the USC Student Health Insurance Plan will now be able to pick up Narcan at all USC pharmacies free of charge at any time.
3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Osiris-Rex.
NASA collected an 8.8-ounce asteroid sample yesterday. The spacecraft traveled 3.6 billion miles to bring the sample from near-Earth asteroid Bennu. The spacecraft released the sample capsule 63,000 miles above Earth's surface. It entered at 10 in the morning and landed in Utah. Once the spacecraft landed, scientists collected samples from the landing site, including air, dust, and dirt particles. They'll be analyzing the particles for 2 years. They believe the sample will provide insight into Bennu, which could collide with Earth in the future. The first details about the sample will be released in October. The OSIRIS-REx launched September of 2016. It marked its 7-year journey by doing a flyby maneuver 63,000 miles past Earth. It fired its engines about 20 minutes afterward, diverting its path towards its next mission, the asteroid Ophiuchus. NASA scientists have spent the last 7 years planning for the successful return of the sample.
Well, thank you for that, Stephen. Let's go to Lalou with the weather. How's it looking, Lalou?
Thanks, Tess. I'm Lalou Ratsimihah, and I'm here with your weather forecast. Let's look at today. All right, so for today, we're looking at sunny skies, 73 degrees, a little bit of humidity, but not too much. A typical day in Los Angeles. Let's look at our 5-day forecast. Okay, so we're starting from Tuesday. We're getting a little higher in temps than we were last week, mid to low 80s. But as we go further and further into the week, we're going to go down to the mid 70s. And even on Saturday, there's going to be a chance of showers, and it's going to be partly cloudy. Stay safe out there. Fight on.
Coming up on ATVN Sports, women's volleyball is on a roll, having won their last 7 games. And the Trojans were back in action on the football field against ASU after a bye week. What did we make of USC's performance against the Sun Devils? And men's water polo picked up 3 critical wins in tournament play over the weekend. All that and more after the break.
I'm working for an hourly wage. I went to high school, didn't do great. Still I gotta make more cash. More education is what I'm looking at. When I get a degree, I will make a bigger salary. So now I've got to see which college is right for me. I went on the internet and found Education Connection. I took some free tests to find out my direction. I'm taking my classes online, getting my degree on my own time. Education Connection matched me with the right college for free. Get connected for free. With Education Connection. Get connected for free. With Education Connection.
Log on now and get your free success kit worth $100. Log on now to educationconnectiontv.com. That's educationconnectiontv.com.
There's a new pet. Chia. Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, Keep it watered and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a Chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Happy Monday, and welcome to the first Monday with ATVN Sports. I'm Daniel Palmore.
And I'm Anthony Bottino. The Trojans returned from their bye week in the first away game of the season at Arizona State. It wasn't pretty, but USC got the win over the Sun Devils. The Trojans were heavy favorites to win, but early fumbles and penalties plagued the Trojans, allowing ASU to keep the game close. The fourth quarter decided the game when the defense made an interception and Caleb Williams threw 2 touchdowns.
You know, the road games can challenge you. It was an example how mistakes tend to show up on the road a little bit different than they do at home. And we obviously made some critical mistakes that kept that a pretty close game at half. I mean, we know there's a lot of things to learn from, and I think this team will do that and look forward to our next road challenge.
Following a big weekend in college football, the Trojans moved down 3 spots, going from number 5 to number 8. Ranking above the Trojans this week is Pac-12 foe Washington, Penn State, and Florida State. It seems that the voters did not see USC's win 14 points over ASU to be worthy of a number 5 ranking. It should be a telling weekend for the Trojans, who have to get their first big win at Colorado. So Daniel, after narrowly escaping ASU and with the big game in Colorado this weekend, what do you think needs to change?
I'm going to go with the story that never gets old, the USC defense. You cannot give up 28 points to an Arizona State team that got shut out against Fresno State and had 8 turnovers. Just a very sloppy effort by the defense overall. And even though they only gave, even though the 28 points was a lot to give up, I think they're going to have to get that right next week for Colorado.
I completely agree with you, but I want to remind you that in the fourth quarter, that's when the defense turned on, and they really saved the game for us in the fourth quarter. Just like when Kalen Bullock made an interception, he had to jump at least 5 feet in the air to get that. He made a crazy interception and really helped us with the win on that game. And not only that, but they really just made some big stops and big plays that helped us get the win. But do you think that's going to be enough in Colorado? The energy there is going to be electric. The crowd's going to be going crazy. And Colorado is going to be angry and looking for a win after getting smacked by Oregon.
I do think it's enough because Colorado got smacked last week by Oregon, but USC is the better and talented team, more talented team on paper. So I'm expecting the Trojans to come out, get right. The game against ASU was a little bit of a wake-up call in my opinion, so I think they got the game next week at Colorado.
And they definitely need it now being in between Washington and Oregon. But the Trojans will face their biggest opponent yet this Sunday when they head to Boulder and face Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes.
Men's water polo finished the MPSF Invitational with a 3-1 record and capped off the action with a thrilling double overtime win over Stanford. Freshman driver Zach Bottino put the Cardinal to sleep with a game-winning goal in the second overtime period. USC also beat Pomona Pitzer and UC Davis to improve to 9-2 on the season, with the only loss coming against UCLA. Make sure to watch the Trojans in action again on Sunday as USC hosts Pacific at 1 p.m. USC is looking for a win to improve its record to 10-2 on the season.
Women's volleyball is on a roll, spiking down Oregon State with a shutout win on Sunday. This win kept the Trojans' win streak alive, marking their 7th game in a row. After a rough start to the season, losing 4 out of their 5 first matches, USC has gone back to their winning ways, dominating the Beavers, following a big win over crosstown rival UCLA. Skylar Fields led USC to victory with 18 kills and 5 digs. Women's volleyball has some big games ahead of them, facing off against Colorado and Utah, and soon after that, they have another ranked matchup against Arizona State with number 3 Stanford soon in the future. USC is currently unranked, but they already hold a win over number 17 Purdue, and if the winning streak continues, it's safe to say we'll be seeing the Trojans in the top 25 very soon.
And now introducing to you a new segment in case you missed it, where Anthony and I tell you about some stories that may be flying under the radar.
Oh, I feel great. It's my last first day. Gotta make it count, you know? So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you heard it here first. USC Hoops is back. Transfer DJ Rodman and returner Boogie Ellis are ready for an exciting season ahead as USC is ranked number 21 on ESPN's preseason rankings. The Trojans' stacked team will feature the class of 2023's top-ranked recruit in Isaiah Collier and 4-star guard Bronny James.
This past week, Caleb Williams gifted the entire soccer team headphones. This must have given the team some good luck, because the Trojans earned their third shutout win in a row and first conference win in the season over Washington State.
Well, that's all we have for you today on sports. I'm Daniel Palmore.
And I'm Anthony Bottino. Now, passing it back to Tess for more news.
Thanks, guys. Millions of Americans will test their luck at a lottery drawing later tonight. This is the fourth largest Powerball jackpot of all time, with a total sum of $785 million. We'll have the details coming up next.
Here they come, screaming across the sky. It's lots and lots of jets and planes. The greatest collection of aviation DVDs we've ever offered. And through this special TV offer, you can get 2 DVDs for the price of 1. You'll get to see big planes, little planes, soaring stunt and passenger planes, even planes that fly real low. Old planes, new planes, fast planes, slow planes, smoking planes, even planes at supersonic speeds, plus much, much more when you order lots and lots of jets and planes. Each DVD is jam-packed with lots of high-flying, close-up action. This special TV offer is not available in stores. Remember, you can get 2 DVDs, over 2 hours of non-stop aviation action for the price of 1. It's lots and lots of jets and planes.
You can order now and receive a free bonus CD of Jet Plane songs. You must be 18 years old or to call 888-300-3455. Parents, call 888-300-3455. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's 888-300-3455 for lots of jets and planes.
If you want to stay warm and cuddly, then you need to put on a Snuggie. It's the blanket with sleeves that keeps you totally warm while your hands stay free. That's right! Perfect for men, women, and children love them too. And now, there's even a Snuggie for your dog. Available in a variety of hot new colors that'll keep you cozy from head to toe and totally warm wherever you go. Snuggie is available at retail stores everywhere. So if you want to be warm and cuddly, it's time to get on your Snuggie.
Welcome to Harmonies in Hollywood. I'm Campbell Donovan, and this is your weekly dive into the new sounds and artists coming to LA. This week, I talked to singer-songwriter Mike Oier, also known as Coyote Island. His music is light and upbeat, kind of like the way he lives his life.
So this has been like a 15-year process of like being high and falling down and like thinking I knew, and then like the rug being pulled out so many times that I finally just surrendered to being a student for all time. Different cultures and experiences and places and things like that are my influences more than specific bands. And a lot of sounds from the 1960s as well, you know, whether that was psychedelic rock or that was like cumbias from Latin America or that was like Eastern European.
He calls Coyote Island a project that was inspired by self-reflection and soul-searching. His music is rooted in spirituality, and he hopes his songs speak to the spirituality of his listeners. Mike Oiyer's favorite thing about music is the way it can tell a story. If you want to check him out, Coyote Island will be performing downtown at the Moroccan Lounge at 7:30 on Wednesday.
Thanks to Campbell, my playlists are getting bigger, but so are my pockets with money. That is, the Powerball lottery jackpot reached $785 million for today's drawing, the 4th largest in the game's history. Let's hear what lottery customers have to say about the massive prize.
I feel that whoever wins will be pretty lucky. That's a lot of money.
I'll say that's a lot of money to be gambling, you know, because I see a lot of people that end up going broke because they spend the lump sum. So I would just put it in safe investments and live off the interest.
I would probably invest it, give back to the community, and really do a lot of philanthropy.
I don't know, just don't stop working because you don't know, money is not forever, so I will enjoy it, but I will still continue working.
With $785 million on the line, but only a slim chance of winning, decide wisely whether to buy yourself an opportunity to win. The drawing will be held at 10:59 p.m. tonight.
Well, good luck to all the people entering. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Tess Patton.
And I'm Stephen Knobel. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Have a great night.